Hey everybody. Alright, so in this video I'm going to cover how to mount the Kickr unit to the flip bracket. Here's what you'll need. A screwdriver, a small Allen wrench. These are for the bottom plastic piece, depends on what year you have. You'll definitely need a 6mm Allen, a 5mm Allen, one 17mm wrench, two 19mm wrenches, and two 3/4 inch wrenches. All right, so first thing I like to do, disassemble the Kickr, and we'll start by turning it around, putting it on its back, and that way it is easier to access the bolts. All right. Take off this little plastic piece covering the bolts to begin. Like I said, on the Kickr 18s, it is a screwdriver. On the Kickr 17s, it's been a Allen wrench. So, it just depends on what year you have. Now, you'll have access to these leg bolts. We're going to take the legs off. You'll need that 6mm Allen and the 17mm wrench. It doesn't matter which one you start with. Now we're going to be taking this right leg and moving it to the left side. This is the shorter leg. I want to keep this longer leg with the same side that the cassette is going to be on, and since we're flipping and turning the Kickr unit over, I want to move this longer leg to the opposite side. So once you get the short one off, or whichever, just swap. What I like to do is take the shorter one off, remove the longer leg, and then put the short leg back in so that that's already done. Once this is in, this will be out of the way. You don't have to mess with this part anymore. Basically, when you're done and you look at the legs, you want the Kickr to be on the inside. There's these Kickr stickers. You want these to be on the inside facing you. That means that you swapped them correctly. Now, once you get those off, I like to unscrew this handle here, this little blue support strap bolt. Set that to the side, and then take the unit off of the base. For that you'll need the 17mm again. On the Kickr 17, I think this bolt might actually be 19mm. When I got this Kickr 18 and went to take this bolt out, it was the smaller one. I think that's so that they would match the two leg bolts. So you only needed one. All right, so now that you have the bolt out, you can remove the unit from the base. It's going to be heavy and awkward, so just be careful. And then I like to set it on its side on the flywheel because it is heavy and awkward. Now we'll put the remove the blue strap here. It's just the 5mm Allen, and we'll put it back on that middle leg. Make sure when you take this bolt out, you just put it right back. You don't want to lose it. It's important. So take the blue support strap, put it back on this middle leg, put it on the leg closest to where the unit or where the flip bracket's going to be mounted. So you want it at the hole. You want to mount it in the hole that's closest to the actual where the flip bracket's going to be mounted. So now that that's on, grab the flip bracket, lay it on its back, take the bolt that you took out when you took the unit off, and use that to put it on the base. Now you don't want to just kind of finger tight this one, or if you have the Loctite still fresh on there, you can just tighten it up a little bit with the 17 millimeter. But then you want to lay it on its side because you'll have that left leg in. You can lay it on its side like this and remove this 3/4 inch bolt and put it through that blue support strap. So once you remove this bolt, you're going to line up the blue support strap here with this tab, and then you'll slide it through. Then once you tighten this down with the 3/4 inch wrenches, you can tighten that one down. That's not coming back off. Then you can come back to this bowl holding the flip bracket on, and you can snug that one up because this bracket's not gonna. It's not adjustable. Then once you do that, lay it back on its side. You can put the longer leg back in. Remember, you just need that 6 millimeter Allen and the 17 millimeter wrench. And then before you stand it back up, I've done this a million times, even did it the video before this trying to shoot this. Make sure you put this plastic piece back on, otherwise it's going to throw everything off. So take that plastic piece, put it back on there. Otherwise you'll level everything, you'll get the Kickr mounted up, and then you'll be like, oh, I never put the plastic piece back on, and have to flip it over and mess with it again. So make sure that's on there. Once that's on there, tighten all these feet in. You want all the feet to be tightened in as much as possible, so that way you have a good starting point when you go to level the unit, and then you can stand it up. All right, so stand it up. You can see that this, you can see that sort of. You can see the side to side, it wiggles a lot. Front to back, it's, you know, I need to lower that. So now, once this is up, everything's on, I'll unscrew these until it's somewhat level. Right, I'll just get it baseline, side to side a little bit, front to back. Make sure it's fairly stable. Cool. Now take the two 19 millimeter wrenches and remove this top bolt. Set this where you can reach it. Grab your Kickr unit. It's heavy and awkward. I like to leave the strap on and grab the strap and then hold it upside down with the strap. My left hand, right hand holding up here. Get it nice and comfortable, right? Then grab that bolt, hold it in your hand, and then as you slide this up here, you can use the bolt. Oh. To get it in. There. That's why I said grab the handle. If you're trying to hold on to this, it's just going to spin. If you try to hold on to the flywheel, it's just going to spin. If you hold that handle, it's the only spot that's not going to move on you. So once you get this bolt in, you want to snug it up. Make sure that this is hanging straight up and down. There is a little bit of play just because of the tolerances that Kickr has built into this with their bolt. So use the two 19 millimeter wrenches, snug it up, just to the point where if you pull it out, it will stay. So make sure it's hanging straight up and down, not off to the side. Pull it out. Might need to tighten it a little more. But you just wanted it so that it'll hang there a little bit. Cool. Now we're going to remove the support strap, the silver support strap here. Now with this silver support strap, there's two different size holes in this strap. So don't think it's not right if you try to put it on and it doesn't fit. One side is 12 millimeter, and that's the side that goes on the flip bracket. The other side is 1/2 inch, and that's the side that goes on the Kickr unit. So use that 5 millimeter Allen, remove the bolt that was holding on the blue support strap earlier, place the 1/2 inch end, the only end that will fit correctly. If you try to put the 12 on, it's not going to fit. So use the 1/2 inch end, put that over it, put this bolt back in, don't snug it up, but just put it in there. Grab that 12 millimeter bolt that you just took out and pull out on the unit. Until it slides in. Now you can tighten this bolt with the two 19 millimeter wrenches. Make it nice and tight. Use that 5 millimeter Allen to tighten the other side. Make sure it's nice and snug. And then take your two 19s and tighten the top. This can be super tight now. Not, don't go Hercules strength, but make sure it's tight. All right, now it's mounted. All you need to do now is make sure your side to side is still good. Make sure it's not moving a lot side to side. If it is wiggling quite a bit, that could be the front to back. So make sure that this front foot is level to is actually touching the floor. Do that by lifting up the back and screwing this down, right? Like screwing it down to the floor. Set it back down. Make sure this front one's on the floor. Then you can get the outer ones nice and snug, and you'll be good to go. I also include the 4 bolts for up here if you wanted to add a tabletop. But if you see them hanging there, don't think you're forgetting something. I just include them and I attach them at their points so that you guys know where they go. If you have any questions, feel free to hit me up. Thanks, guys.